Hello, my name's James Mitchinson. I'm the editor of the Yorkshire Post, and today I want to talk to you about HS2. Don't go away. Over the years, I've met numerous Prime Ministers, Transport Secretaries, senior ministers who've all said the same thing to me. HS2 is the single most important intervention any government could make in seeking to bridge the north-south divide, in seeking to address regional inequalities. HS2, especially when fully integrated with Northern Powerhouse Rail, in full, is the only meaningful way to share opportunity around the country. It will, when it's done, bring life chances for people living in our part of the world that are currently unthinkable. For generations to come, we were told. It will be forever life-changing. And incidentally, that's a view shared by most of the industrialists, business chiefs, political leaders for more than a decade. You know, people in our part of the country share that vision, share that hope. And that was the dream we were sold, wasn't it? That was a promise that was made in 2009 with cross-party support, by the way, when it was clear that regional inequality was being driven, at least in part, by the disparities in the quality and the availability of connective links between our towns and cities in the north. But they had a plan, and they were getting on with it. Great stuff. Now, before I come on to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak refusing to answer the question, is HS2 going to Manchester or not? Let's just take stock of where we are. Because first, the HS2 line to Leeds was quietly scrapped. Ministers on the broadcast round spouted the line that no, high-speed trains will go to Leeds. But the con was, the trains would come, but on Victorian track, the existing track, and so couldn't run at high speeds. So HS2 to Leeds scrapped. Let's just say it how it is, shall we? They also, as part of the integrated rail plan, diluted Northern Powerhouse Rail, without really bothering to properly model the cost benefit of the investment had it gone ahead in full. So HS2 to Leeds scrapped, Northern Powerhouse Rail ruined, all but scrapped, and now it appears HS2 to Manchester is going to be scrapped, which incidentally also kills Northern Powerhouse Rail, because that uses Manchester HS2 infrastructure. And in an exclusive interview this weekend with the Yorkshire Post, Professor Andrew McNaughton, the man who designed HS2, said that not completing HS2 to Leeds and Manchester was, his words, not mine, was beyond comprehension. Beyond comprehension because, again, his words, those are the two most important parts. And he's right. These great northern hubs were the whole point of HS2 in the first place. These two pieces of the puzzle, these make the whole thing make sense. That's where the untapped potential is. It's where the value gets added. It's where life chances need improvement. You know, this was the very thing that for 14 years had been touted as the answer to addressing regional inequality, to closing the north-south divide, to sharing opportunity. And now we're told we can't afford it. Well, let me tell you, Prime Minister, for any ordinary person living here who doesn't have access to fast private jets, it isn't a case of we can't afford it. For us, it's more a case of we can't afford not to have it. And I don't think you can afford, Prime Minister, to break another promise to us, frankly. You say it's unaffordable, Prime Minister, but that's no consolation to us. Where's the money gone? Who's benefited thus far? I think we should be told, because it isn't Yorkshire and it isn't Lancashire. It must surely go down as the worst run project in history, plumping up white-collar fat cats at the expense of the taxpayer. Costs are only spiralling out of control because, from where I'm sitting, it was set up to fail in the first place. All of the risk loaded on the developer, all of the risk loaded on the contractor, who understandably have tiptoed forwards at a glacial pace, afraid to make a mistake that could cost them millions, and inflated prices owing to the insurance that they needed to take out. The government could have owned all that risk, empowering those people on the tools to get on with the job. Whilst overseeing, you could have put in place world-class project governance, deployed by not politicians but industry experts like Professor McNaughton. And now, sorry to be emotional about this, but I care, Now, here we are with all of that connectivity benefit evaporating before our very eyes. All of those lorries you were going to take off the road, cleaning up the air, will now stay on the tarmac, chugging out diesel fumes. All of the domestic flights that we were promised would come out of the sky will stay up in the clouds. And here's the kicker. You're killing it in the very place it would have benefited the most, the north, while you're in Manchester, looking us in the eye and refusing to tell us whether or not this thing that was going to improve our lives forever is coming at all. Now, you know, Prime Minister, that Northern Powerhouse Rail, in conjunction with HS2, are life-changing projects for us. They bring multi-generational benefit for years to come. And I know you believe in HS2, I know you believe in Northern Powerhouse Rail, and I know you believe the people in the north deserve a fair chance at life. So please, Prime Minister, stick to the plan. Deliver HS2 in full. Deliver Northern Powerhouse Rail in full, and unlock the potential in our part of the country, raising the bar for the whole of the UK.